Good morning, students. Today we are continuing our lesson from chapter 8. Today we are going to discuss about soil formation. Generally, the part of the surface of the earth where in the vegetation grows is known as soil. So where the plants or the vegetations are growing, that part of the surface is known as that soil. The soil is a thin layer composed of various elements on the surface of the earth. Which are the elements? Minerals, humidity, humus, and air are mixed up in it. In the soil, these all the elements are included. The parental rock lies below the soil. Soil is formed due to the material available through the denudation. Denudation, what is the meaning of denudation? Denudation means take away. Biotic remnants, humidity and air get mixed up within. In other words, the soil is a natural mixture of mineral and biotic elements which have the capacity to grow and develop vegetation. So in conclusion we can understand that, in shortly we can understand that, in other words, the soil is a natural mixture of minerals. So many minerals are mixed in the soil naturally, and also it is that the biotic elements is there, so which have the capacity to grow and develop the vegetation. In that area can be developed the vegetation. Then next we'll see that soil. What is soil? The uppermost layer of the crust of the earth is called soil. Underline that one. The uppermost layer of the crust of the earth is called soil, which contains what are the things? Minerals and biotic elements necessary for the growth and development of vegetation. For that, already we said about in the soil, what is the importance of the soil, the what we can known as that soil. Already we said about in the soil some kind of minerals or some kind of elements are mixed up. So what is this? So these mineral and biotic elements necessary for the growth of the development of vegetation. For the development of the vegetation, these are the minerals or some kind of elements or biotic elements, these all needed. Although their proportion is not the same everywhere. Thus, soil is the layer or the surface of the matter formed due to the mixture of scattered material of parental rock and vegetation. Factors of denudation prepare very thin layer through the denudation of rocks. The humus, what is humus? Humus means some kind of decomposition or manure, we can tell that. So what is it? The factors of denudation prepare very thin layer through the denudation of rocks. The humus formed due to the disintegration or decay of vegetation. So either disintegration is there or the decay of vegetation, or one other thing is insects is added to this. These biotic elements play an important role in the development of vegetation. That is why some kind of importance is there for the biotic elements for the growth of vegetation. The climatic impact in the duration soil formation is so important and widespread that the soil formed of different types of rock in that region over a long time in the same. So the soil formed out of the same parental rock under different climatic influence is different. Soils are classified on the basis of their color, climate, parental rock structure and humus. So how this how the soil is classified? The soil is classified in the basis of what? In the basis of color, climate, parental rocks, structure and humus. So in that ways soils are classified. Now we'll see that the types of soil. So in India, recently Indian Council of Agriculture Research, ICAR, Indian Council of Agriculture Research. So according to that, it has divided the soil of India into 8 types. So underline that one. According to Indian Council of Agriculture Research. So our Indian soils are divided into 8 types. So Of this, the mountain soil and forest soil are found at different altitude in mountain region. So, which are these 8 type of soil? We'll see that. First one is alluvial soil. Second one, red soil. Third, black soil. Fourth, laterite soil. Desert soil. Mountain soil. Forest soil. And marshy or peaty soil. So, these are the 8 types of soil in India according to Indian Council of Agriculture as research. So it has divided as 8 types of. So we are going to learn about one by one. First one is alluvial soil. What is alluvial soil? This type of soil is spread over about 43% of the total area of India. The soil is found in the northern plain from Brahmaputra Valley in the east up to Satluj in the west and in the delta region of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri river. So mainly this type of alluvial soil we can see in the delta region. So in the delta region of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri we can see this type of soil. The formation of alluvial soil due to the alluvial deposition by the rivers. There is more proportion of potash, phosphoric acid and limestone in this soil. So in these are the proportions we can see in the alluvial soil. And also there is less proportion of nitrogen and humus. If pulses are grown in the soil, the nitrogen content can be stabilized. Crops like wheat, paddy, sugarcane, jute, cotton, maize, oil seeds, etc. can be grown in this soil. In this soil means in the alluvial soil we can cultivate. This type of crops can be cultivated. Now we can see some kind of soils. The different types of soils we can see here. So these are the some of the types of soil. See here, red soil is there, black soil is there. So alluvial soil is there here. Then laterite soil. See some of the pictures we can see here. These are the different types of soil. So next second type of soil, that is red soil. So in the picture you can see color in red. So this is a red soil. So it occupies about 19% of the total land of India. So in Indian land, so 19% we can see that red soil. It is spread from Tamil Nadu in the peninsular India up to Bundelkhand in the north and from Rajmal Hills in the east up to Kutch in the west. So that much of widespread is there, that this type of soil. Then such soil is found in some part of the Rajasthan. The soil is red in color due to the presence of ferric oxide. So already we know that from the word itself we can understand color in red. And it becomes yellow as we go down. So when we come to down, so we can see that color becomes like a yellow. Lime, gravel and carbonate are not found in this soil. There is a deficiency of lime, manganese, phosphates, nitrogen and potash in this soil. So these are the things. So there is a deficiency of lime, manganese, phosphate, nitrogen and potash in this soil. In this soil means in the red soil. Crops like millet, cotton, wheat, jowar, linseed, groundnut, potato, etc. are grown this soil. So for the crops cultivation like millet, cotton, wheat, groundnut, potato, etc. we can cultivate in the red soil. Next we'll see that black soil. So on the picture you can see the black soil. Here we can see the black soil. Black soil, black or Riga soil covers about 15% of the total area of India. Already we said about in the red soil occupy 19%. Then in this and also the alluvial soil occupy 43% and this black soil occupies in India 15%. This soil was formed due to the spreading of Deccan lava. Such a soil is found in entire Maharashtra, western Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh and certain part of Karnataka. In Gujarat, Surat, Bharuch, Narmada, Vadodara, Tapi and Dang districts have this type of soil. This type of soil means in the black soil we can see in these are the districts. Lava rocks and climate play an important role in the formation of such a soil, because how this black soil is forming because of from the the lava rocks and from the climate. Then there is more proportion of iron, lime, calcium, potash, aluminium and magnesium carbonates in this type of soil. Already we said about in the red soil, in these other things are less only. Here we can see there is a more proportion. It is considered to be quite fertile. So this type of soil is fertile soil. It is good for cultivation. This soil also have the capacity of retaining more moisture. Whenever the moisture dries up, they develops the fishes. So we can see that in the whenever there is a what is it in the what is in the whenever the moisture dries up, then some kind of fishes being developed in this soil. So in the picture you can see crops like cotton, linseed, mustard, groundnut, tobacco and udad are grown in this soil. As it is more suitable to the cotton, so this soil is good for cotton cultivation. The soil is also known as that black cotton soil. Underline that one. So this soil is known as that black cotton soil. Next, fourth one is that laterite soil. The name laterite is derived from the Latin word later. Underline that one. So the laterite soil derived from the Latin word. What is the meaning of that? Laterite means latter or later. So it is derived from the Latin word, which means brick. So latter means bricks. So from that only this laterite soil name it's got. Its red color is due to the iron mixture. So color is already, its red color is due to the iron mixture. So in the soil that iron mixture is there. When the soil becomes wet, it becomes what? It becomes wet. It becomes smooth like a butter, and when it is dry. So once again I'll read that one. When the soil becomes wet, it becomes smooth like a butter. So when it becomes wet, it becomes very smooth. So when it is dry, it becomes very hard. So in the wet time, it becomes like a smooth one. Then when it dry, it becomes very hard. It is formed due to the change of dry and moist climate due to the prevention of silica-based material. This soil has developed in the higher area of peninsular plateau of India. The soil contains more of iron, potash and aluminium. The soil is less fertile, but cotton, paddy, ragi, sugarcane, tea, coffee, cashew, etc. can be grown after using fertilizers. So it is already we said about black soil is very good in more fertility is there, but in laterite soil fertility is very less, but it is good for the cultivation like cotton, paddy, ragi, sugarcane, tea, coffee, cashew, etc. Then we can see, okay, here you can see the laterite soil. So this is very less in fertility. Next we will see that desert soil. This type of soil is seen in the area where the climate is arid or semi-arid. Arid means like a dry climate. The soil is sandy and infertile. So soil type, the desert soil like a sandy type and also the fertile. So no fertility. It contains more dissolved minerals. Then Rajasthan, Haryana and southern Punjab has this type of soil. In Gujarat, this type of soil is found in Kutch and some part of Saurashtra with irrigation facilities. Crop like millet and jowar can be cultivated in the soil. So already we said about this is a sandy and infertile soil. So this type of soil mainly we can see that in Kutch also in Gujarat, Kutch and Saurashtra place area. So the irrigation facilities like which are the irrigation with the irrigation or watering facility, the crops like millet and jowar can be cultivated in this type of soil. So desert soil is over. Next we will say that mountain soil. Mountain soil, this type of soil is found in the valley and slopy region of Himalayas at an altitude of about 2,700 to 30,000 meters. That much of height or the altitude is there. Its layer is very thin and it is underdeveloped. So layer is very thin and also underdeveloped. This soil is found in Assam, Darjeeling, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh and Kashmir. In Himalayas, the soil is found at a general altitude in the region of pine and chit trees. Next we will see that forest soil. So from the word meaning itself you can understand what is forest soil, where the trees are growing. This type of soil is found within the altitude between 3,000 meters to 3,100 meters in the coniferous forest of Himalaya, Sahyadri, Eastern Ghats and the Terai region of Himalaya. So that much of altitude is there. 3,000 to 3,100 meters. The surface of the earth is covered by the shaded leaves of the trees and the upper part of the land becomes black due to the increase in the humus caused due to the decaying leaves, in changing into blue or red color while going down with the land. Besides tea, coffee, spices, other crops like wheat, maize, barley, paddy, etc. can also taken from this type of soil, because this desert soil is useful for which are the crop cultivation: tea, coffee, spices and other crops like what are wheat, maize, barley, paddy, etc. So this soil is found in limited area. So only less area or the limited area we can see that this type of forest soil. The last one is marshy or petty soil. This type of soil develops in humid region due to the accumulation of biotic elements. So mostly we can see this type of soil in the humid regions. During rainy season, this land is submerged under water, and when the water recedes, paddy can be grown. So during the rainy season, that area will be in the water. That is why telling that it land is submerged in under water. So after that, that rain season is over, or when the water recedes, so paddy cultivation can be do. There is an excess of biotic elements and minerals in such a soil, but it shows insufficiency in phosphate and potash. So that biotic elements is there, more biotic elements are there and also mineral also, but insufficiency of potash and phosphate is there. Such a soil is found in Odisha, West Bengal, coastal Tamil Nadu, central area of northern Bihar and in Almonda district of Uttarakhand. The soil has very limited extent. So this also very limited area, this type of soil we can see. These are the different types of soil. Now we can see the picture of different types of the soil. So students, once again you see here the examples for the soils like a red soil, black soil, alluvial soil and laterite soils. Here you can see which type of soil. This is red soil. Here it is black soil. This also for the example of black soil. This is alluvial soil. This is alluvial soil. This is laterite soil. Laterite soil. Here it is desert soil. So desert area you can see desert soil. This is for mountain soil. Example for the mountain soil. See, this also for mountain. So here it is the forest. So you can see many trees and all. So this is the forest soil. The last one we can see marshy soil. Already we said about during the rainy season the land is submerged in the water. Then after when the water recedes, the some kind of cultivation can be do. So this is example for the marshy soil. So these are the different types of soil. Next is soil erosion. So what is soil erosion? Erosion means the transportation of land particles from one place to another with the help of moving air and water. Erosion means run away, or it's going from one place to, it's taken away from one place to another with the help of what? With the help of air and water. With the help of air and water, what is taken? The soil or the land particles has taken. So this is known as that soil erosion. In other words, the faster transportation of the particles of the surface land to other place by natural force. By natural force it is taken, or the transport. Already we said about air and water. This is natural force. So it is taken from very fastly. So in other words we can tell that the faster transportation of the particles of the surface land to other place by natural force. It take many years to form the upper layer because it is not a fast development. So it will take many years to form the upper layer. If the soil particles are carried away because of heavy rain or stormy wind, the agriculture production decreases because already we said about from the natural force it was taken. So like a natural what is in the force, like a rain, because of heavy rain and also by the stormy wind it has taken. So in that cases what happened? The agriculture production will be decreased. It is extremely necessary to maintain this upper layer for agriculture. So because upper layer only it was taken by the natural force. So for the what is it in the agriculture purpose, we have to maintain the upper part of the layer. So this soil erosion should be prevented. So that is why it is necessary to prevent the soil erosion. So here you can see the picture, soil erosion, what happened in the surface of the earth. So what are the measures, or what are the precautions we have to take, or how we can prevent the soil erosion? The first one is control the grazing activity on the land. Means the grazing activity means the pasturing, the animals are coming and taking. Then this kind of activity should be control. Then second one, plantation should be carried out in the contour method in the slopy region. So what will do? The planting the trees. The plantation should be carried out in the contour method. Contour means like a border, like a line in the border we are preparing with the plants, by planting the in the border way. So in the slopy region, it means in the slopy region we have to make a border with the trees by planting. The third one, plant trees in fallow land. So fallow land means the empty land. It should not be any place becomes such empty without any plants. So that is why plant trees in fallow land. Means in the empty land we have to plant the trees. Then the fourth one, construct check dams where there are streams. If it is a streams, you know how we are getting the streams from the rivers. So in that areas what should do? We have to construct or need the construction of the dam. Then check dams should be constructed, and also cultivate very deeply in the field to reduce the speed of the water. So cultivate very deeply in the field to reduce the speed of the water. So these are the prevention we have to we have to take this type of measures to prevent the soil erosion. Next we will see that soil conservation, how we can conserve the soil. Soil conservation means to prevent the soil erosion and to maintain its quality. Soil conservation means conserve. So for conserving, we have to prevent, we have to stop the soil. So we have to prevent the soil erosion. So it should not happen the soil erosion. So means soil conservation means to prevent the soil erosion and to maintain its quality. Soil conservation is directly connected to retain the soil particles at their original place. So soil particles must be in the original place. Different remedies are used at different places in the world according to its location and a problem. If the soil is conserved, then there are chances of floods which enhance the risk against lives and property. Thus, the soil conservation is very much necessary. That is why soil conservation is very much important. We have to keep that one. That is why then conservation we have to take for the precaution. Here also some of the pictures you can see surface runoff water here. The flows the water over the slopy area because we know where that in the slopy area slopy area cannot be sustained the water. Water harvesting in the terraced slopes, most of the water is stored therein. So large amount of water is stored. So storing the water from the slopy area or the collecting the water. Water having faster flow percolates less in soil. Already you can see and understand. Then water accumulated on the terrace percolates slowly and raises the groundwater level. Percolate means to pass. Okay, to pass the pass slowly to the raise the ground level water. So we have to take some kind of remedies to keep, or some kind of remedies we have to keep for the soil conservation. What are the remedies we have to take? The first one is the roots of the trees in the forest cover hold up the soil particles. So that type of trees we have to plant it. That roots of the trees in the forest cover uphold the soil particles from the root or the root of the trees. It will hold the soil particles. Then second one is plant trees in the rivers, gorges and on mountain slopes. Gorges means like a beautiful areas. So that is why plant trees the rivers, gorges and on mountain slope. Then a series of the beautiful trees we have to plant. And then third one, a series of trees should be grown near a desert region to prevent the winds with more velocity or the speed will stop the advancing desert. So what should do in the desert area? What should do? We have to prevent the winds. So more velocity means in the speed. It will stop the advancing desert. That is why the series of trees should be grown in the desert region. Then the next one, the river floods should be controlled by diverting their flow in other rivers or in dry river beds. So that is why the river floods should be controlled. Flood should be controlled by how? By diverting the flows in the rivers or in dry river beds. So like we already said about like constructing the check dams or dams, then in that way also we can do. The unrestricted pasturing loosen the soil layer on the mountain. It should be prevented. So unrestricted without giving any type of control for pasturing the animals or whatever. So that is why the unrestricted pasturing loosen or it means destroy the soil layer on the mountain. It should be prevented. It means then pasturing should be controlled. So here we can see the terrace farms. So cultivation in the terrace. The horizontal cultivation. So next method we can see that remedies. Method like a horizontal cultivation, terraced farm etc. should be implemented. Already we said about here in the picture. No, the horizontal cultivation and terrace farming should be implemented. How to develop. Humus content should be added in the soil which has lost its fertility. That is why some kind of what is in the manure or the compost something we have to put in the soil or fertilizers of the fertilizers we have to use. That is why humus content should be added to the soil which has lost its fertility. So when we are putting this kind of compost or this kind of what is it in the manure, keeping in the or decomposition or this kind of manure if you are putting in the soil, so fertility will be increasing. By implementing these remedies, soil can be conserved. So these all the method we have to follow to conserve the soil. Then the conservation of soil is a strong necessity today. So government, society and the people should work together for its conservation. So it is one of the important things. So it is a strong necessity is there to conserve the soil. That is why from the government part, from the society part, from the people, each one should have the responsibility to work hard for what? For conserving this kind of what is it soils. So students, so we have seen today's class what is soil formation, what is soil, the types of soil in different places, or which are the crops cultivation we can do with these different types of soil, then what is soil erosion, so how we have to prevent the soil erosion, then how we have to keep or the conserve the soil, then what are the remedies we have to take to conserve the soil. So these all have seen in this chapter. So students, I hope that you understood very well. So we'll see next class. So students, thank you for listening my class.